We're about to get huge exposition. So, if you haven't already seen the last part, I suggest you do. I suggest you go and watch it. Because things are about to fall into place now. Akechi's Bay. I heard they arrested one of the Phantom Thieves. No way. I didn't expect him to commit suicide. He's a murderer. He deserves to die. We can finally breathe easy now. He killed himself, huh? I guess we'll never know his motivation. I'm exhausted. Feels like my consciousness is about to fade away.
Hey, are you alright? Don't fall asleep until we reach our destination. Are you listening?
Could this be the effects of the drug wearing off? The memories I thought were gone are starting to come back.
Are you listening?
Sure, yeah, totally.
Anyway, we need to talk about how to get out of this situation. Futaga's monitoring of Akechi's phone has confirmed it. He did indeed have an ulterior motive.
It's on a completely different level than just that.
Not only was he trying to frame us, but he was the true culprit behind the mental shutdowns. His offer to assist us was simply a ploy to frame the Phantom Thieves and kill him. If we go into Sis's palace as he suggests, we'll likely be met by a large ambush of police forces.
To think he would be this far gone. I know now what it means to feel a chill down my spine. Furthermore, he wishes to bring a police squad from reality into the palace.
If the 8 of us can enter at once, it's not inconceivable to think a larger group is possible. He may even be able to bring in vehicles or other special pieces of equipment.
So, this really was just a setup to shift the blame onto us.
He made us go after Okumura. Then once we triggered the change of heart, he killed him.
And he told us he had seen the true culprit, but it was him the entire time!
The whole time he was working with Makoto's sister, he was really just some homicidal maniac. Come on, we gotta take that bastard Akechi down. Isn't that recording we got enough proof to do it?
No. Akechi is merely a tool. His orders come from elsewhere. The grand mastermind behind this all. An unimaginable fiend capable of arranging the murder of a suspect inside of a police station.
Unless we find out who that is, we will continue being targeted even if we defeat Akechi.
But what means do we have of learning his identity?
We'll have to make Akechi say it. Though once we do, that mastermind will likely eliminate us.
I think that will be the case eventually, regardless of whether or not we learn his identity. The only reason it hasn't happened yet is because we're an easy target to blame for his crimes. If he realizes that's no longer possible and abandons that plan, he may opt to kill us immediately.
Damn it. So we don't got a choice but to go with that bastard's suggestion.
But if we go into the palace like we're told, he'll get arrested and then Akechi will kill him.
Palace. The palace.
Actually, there's something I'd like to say regarding...
Aha! We can use the palace to our advantage!
What's this all of a sudden?
There's a way. A way to get past Akechi and get the mastermind to lay off of us, all while learning his identity.
Really?
You gotta be kidding me.
If he wants to kill the guy, why not let him? That is, inside of a palace.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yes. We could have him kill the cognitive version, all the while believing he killed the real one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that's it!
It seems that's our only option. Listen close, everyone. I have a plan for how we can carry this operation out.
Ever since the death of their teenage leader, the Phantom Thieves have fallen silent. However, the police intend on continuing this investigation until the case is fully solved.
I'm sorry I'm late. I had to finish a few things at work. Where are they?
Waiting upstairs. Go tell them to come on down. I'm gonna fetch him.
Oh, everybody's all buddy-buddy right now.
You're her sister, correct?
Makoto told me everything. Futaba-chan,
Things just really
I'm sorry
started,
that I
so you
caused
get
you so much
embarrassed.
trouble this past summer.
It's ancient history now.
Man, that goddamn detective.
Look who's here.
It's me, I did it, I'm alive.
Hey, you big
I'm
bastard.
even a big bastard.
How have you
Not
been?
even a little one, but a big one. I mean, I died.
You must be fine if you're joking around like that.
It truly is a relief to see your face.
Best girl.
I bet that moron Akechi don't even know we tricked him yet.
Still, how'd you pull this off? Isn't this guy considered dead?
You weren't told anything? I heard my sister brought him here, though.
Yeah, she came over in a taxi, dumped him off, and told me to keep him safe. It was right after they announced he had died, too. Almost gave me a heart attack.
I didn't have time to explain.
Hey, shouldn't we tell boss what really happened?
We wanted to make our enemy believe the leader of the Phantom Thieves was dead.
What?
What we did was make that enemy kill his fake in the metaverse.
He knows what this is.
Hold on a sec.
Of course he knows what this is.
Enemy? Fake? What are you talking about?
The true culprit behind all these incidents set us up. Our goal here was to determine their identity.
True culprit? I see. So you guys were going up against someone else.
It was Goro Akechi. You knew beforehand that he was the traitor, didn't you?
Yeah, he messed up.
Akechi himself gave us the chance to strike back. He made one fatal mistake.
Couldn't you have just said from the beginning that Akechi was the real culprit?
That wasn't something we could simply bring up. We couldn't have you suspect Akechi. Besides, neither you nor the other investigators would have believed something like that, would you?
True. Akechi was credited with the arrest of the Phantom Thieves. Not even I would think he was the culprit. In other words, you left him alone on purpose. That was a bold move.
God, I can't keep up with any of this stuff. So what was this mistake Akechi made? What did he do?
He slipped up in regards to Morgana's voice.
You mean a cat?
Yes, Morgana can talk.
Sorry, was that supposed to be a joke?
Oh, our apologies. That's completely true. You surprised?
Does that mean he said something just now as well?
But you don't understand him, do you? That's how it was for all of us at first, too.
When you're in the metaverse, Mona talks like a normal person. Once you hear that and your brain realizes he can actually talk, you start to understand him in reality. It's a change in cognition, most likely.
Thanks to Akechi's lame acting, we figured out something was up.
Almost as bad as On's acting, you know?
When we talked to Akechi at the school festival, he was acting like he just realized Mona could talk. But we already saw him drop a mega hint about it way earlier.
Oh, I know a place! I want to go to that huge pancake-looking place we passed on the way here!
Oh, am I mistaken? I thought I heard something about delicious pancakes.
Delicious pancakes.
Mona was the only one who was talking about a pancake. That meant Akechi'd already been in the metaverse by then.
And since he was lying to us about that, we assumed he had a hidden motive behind contacting us.
It seemed odd upon further thought. His reaction to my pancake comment was an honest one, after all.
We got lucky.
That said, we weren't so naive to overlook something like that.
That's why we asked Futaba-chan to wiretap his phone. I pretended to be interested in checking the phone out, but I was actually planting my app. My heart was pounding while I was doing it, though.
Even that ace detective could never have imagined a program being installed so quickly. Futaba's quirky nature proved to be a great help.
That was just an act! After a few days of listening, this confirmed his betrayal.
Then I'll guide the police into her palace and have them catch the Phantom Thieves in the act. That would be the only way to arrest them, given their methods. I'll deal with them after that. Let me see. We could say he stole the guard's gun and committed suicide during his imprisonment. How about that? Public security questioning will occur on the first day. And with that room, my task will be simple.
Is this for real?
For real?
Yes, the guard will be one of ours. We'll have to eliminate him after to destroy the evidence, though.
So they planned to get rid of that guard from the beginning.
Well then, I will make the arrangements the day after the arrest. And thus, the dangerous criminal responsible for the mass mental shutdowns shall end his own life. When he does, you will become a great hero who saved Japan from evil. As will I, of course.
I knew he was acting strangely, but to think he was this far gone.
He's no ace detective. Akechi is the perpetrator behind the mental shutdown crimes.
On top of that, there's someone else commanding Akechi. Someone with great authority. So great that they can order an assassination in a police station. That's why we had to make a move before they did.
I see.
Sure you do.
We baited Akechi into Sis's palace, making him dispose of our leader's fake, but think he killed him.
Can you elaborate on that in more detail? What exactly happened in my cognitive world?
We're sorry for using you without your permission. Your palace had all the conditions we needed.
What conditions?
First, we required a place inside the cognitive world that was the same as in reality.
That place is based on the real world after all. Anywhere that's not warped looks just like normal.
That's why nobody but the person who uses the nav even realizes they're in the metaverse.
Back with Kamoshida, we came in from the station without even noticing.
That brings back memories.
You totally can't tell the difference if there ain't any distortions around.
We had already investigated Nijima-san's palace when Makoto brought the suggestion to us.
I was seriously impressed by that suggestion. To be honest, I didn't quite understand it, but I went along with it.
We had to trust it.
And it was absolutely the best decision we could have made.
Makoto is normally so calm as well, but once her mind is set, she gets oddly impulsive.
I did have a bit of a rivalry forming with Akechi, but I just couldn't contain myself anymore once you became a target, sis. The reason I joined the Phantom Thieves was to heal your heart, after all.
Oh, so
My
sweet.
own achievements were all that mattered to me. I was desperate. I wasn't myself at all. I'm sorry I couldn't see that.
Oh,
That goes for the both of us.
they love
We
each other
heard from
so much.
Mako-chan that you were going to do the interrogation, Nijima-san.
And regarding its location, I take it you used the data from my laptop?
I'm sorry.
Go on.
There were two things we were able to confirm while we were checking the metaverse. First, our clothes didn't change when we were down in the interrogation room. Second, the scenery and details outside of the palace proper were the same as in the real world.
Once we heard that from Makoto, we secretly went to check it out without Akechi knowing.
There was also one more thing we absolutely needed to make this work. A perfect cognitive replica of him in the metaverse's interrogation room.
Since he had yet to be caught, though, there obviously wouldn't be anyone in that room.
Once we saw the casino guests and police officers, we were convinced this would work. They looked no different from actual living people.
After that, we just had to work our way into the palace like usual, while keeping Akechi in the dark.
Everything went as planned up until we defeated Sis's shadow. However, it was then that we were met with a terrifying, unexpected police ambush. As a result, even though we managed to grab the treasure, we couldn't get it out of the metaverse. Except that was all an act. We had prepared an empty briefcase beforehand and merely acted like we were taking the treasure. This was because we knew the police would be coming for us.
We made sure before the operation that the police would be waiting to ambush us. And just as expected, he totally took the bait.
Him getting captured by the police went exactly how we planned it.
And I had been interrogating him with no knowledge of this. But how did you lure Akechi into this cognitive world's interrogation room?
All I needed were the coordinates.
Seems like she used this laptop to remotely access the metaverse. Asking her about it now would drag the conversation on too long. I should talk to her later.
Akechi disposed of the fake in the palace and left thinking he had been victorious. It must have been truly hilarious for our leader who sat idly in the real world's interrogation room. Surely he was acting quite cocky by himself in that quiet chamber.
So that's why you gave me your phone. I only took it because of what you told me.
It's a shame I didn't have the opportunity to see that for myself.
I couldn't see it either.
All I could do was try to handle all the messages that started coming to me on his phone. Huh. So in other words, I've been to the metaverse, albeit for a brief moment.
In our experience, there is little danger when someone enters their own palace for so short a time.
That's the other reason we had him give it to you. We needed you to listen to Alibaba, deceive the guard, and ultimately aid in his escape. By having you head back to the interrogation room, we could return you to the real world as well.
I mean, I had to think of some way to keep you from running into Akechi mid-assassination.
Huh. Astounding. I hadn't the slightest idea that such a grand operation was taking place within me.
I'm so glad he was able to persuade you during the interrogation. Even though we knew Akechi's plan, we were pretty worried about that part.
True.
Why is that?
Without Sis on our side, Futaba's plan and subsequent breakout would have never been possible. That persuasion was easily our greatest gamble. We couldn't consult Sis beforehand. It was absolutely the make or break moment of the entire plan.
Still, I'm surprised you could convince me in such a short time. Were you confident you could do it?
Don't remember drugs.
Understandable. Either way, I can't believe you went for such a risky idea.
If we could just tell you the true culprit's plan, I knew you'd realize the bigger picture. Realize that our leader was telling the truth, and that there was a greater evil to pursue.
As a result, we emerged victorious.
Then the reason you kept this a secret from me was so you could catch the true culprit, correct?
Yes. Plus, you had lost control of yourself at the time.
This is stunning. All I can really do is laugh.
I've kind of figured out that you guys made Akechi kill a fake. But what did you do about the body?
The police never even checked it.
Huh?
They had a coroner working to ensure his death was reported as a suicide. That coroner didn't take one look at the scene and just passed along a falsified death certificate.
The bad guys have that much influence?
Them darn bad guys.
Murder in a police station would be reckless otherwise. we also knew of a possible conspirator.
Thanks to Futaba-chan's messages and the guard's demeanor, I eventually came to understand. And since the higher-ups at the police knew nothing of this, they were thrown into disarray. As a result, his suicide during imprisonment was reported on the news, just as Akechi planned.
And with that confusion, he was able to escape with Nijima-san's help.
It's worth noting, I don't know if they will later, that since it did happen in the police station, like, it'd be really, really dumb if any, like, actual information was leaked about this, instead of just, oh, he's dead, you know. Like, can you imagine how ridiculous it would be in the real world if something like that happened? Somebody commits suicide in a police station in that way? Or was assassinated.
I made sure nobody would check the morgue for his body, and thanks to that, nobody knows he survived.
Thinking back to the interrogation, though, I can't believe what they did to him. The callous use of violence and even drugs is utterly abnormal. If he had lost consciousness and hadn't been able to tell Sis about the phone, he would have died. I'm truly glad you made it back safe.
And this is why you're best girl. I don't remember much.
Don't. You shouldn't have to remember such things.
It still freaked me out when I saw the suicide on the news, though.
We made sure to live normal lives while he was being interrogated to avoid drawing any suspicion. Even with that, I couldn't help but worry for him in my heart.
Well, I knew right away that her plan worked out.
I wanted to believe, but considering what we were up against...
Ryuji's a bit on the dense and carefree side.
That's why he's the best.
Can it, Cat?
I had to be patient and avoid this place until things settled down. I finally feel relieved.
We knew he was alive, but it was difficult to not worry until we could confirm it in person.
Now that I think about it, my interrogation was just a formality for the head commander. What a joke, letting me interrogate someone who was meant to die. They just wanted to avoid backlash. Very well. From here forward, I will do my utmost to assist you.
Yeah.
You saved me, after all.
Yeah!
That's reassuring to hear.
I'll do whatever I can to help too. Just let me know.
Yeah!
Let's take a break for now, though.
Yeah!
This old brain is pooped.
Pooped!
Oh, and feel free to use the first floor when you guys want to get together to talk. You'll
First
need a
floor.
hideout where you can be safe. Just say the word, and I'll close shop early.
Are you sure?
This guy can't leave. Plus, you won't make much progress if people can hear you from downstairs. It's not like this place is the liveliest joint in town.
Joint!
It won't be a huge loss for me.
Let us accept his offer. What a great man.
Great man! Yeah, man. That's my name.
That sounds familiar.
It's me, Akechi.
Enter.
That's the death certificate of the principal offender, correct? Is there a problem with it?
No, nothing in particular. More importantly, you've done well with regard to the prosecutors.
The cause of death for the SIU director has been settled as a stroke.
I had him work quite substantially on forging evidence. His loss should be mourned.
It was thanks to his efforts that I could enter the Phantom Thieves' interrogation room, too.
The SIU is in disarray with his death. I'll take my time choosing a successor after the elections.
At any rate, I'm now praised as a hero, and I owe it all to the Phantom Thieves.
All possible hindrances are now gone. There's no doubt that this election is mine.
Evil chuckle.
And on to our next story, the snap election for the House of Representatives. Discussion is swirling around potential nominees as the deadline for candidacy announcement nears. Candidates will announce on the 23rd of this month, while voting will be held on the 18th of next.
Elections, huh? Don't matter to us. It's not like we can vote in him yet anyways.
Why don't we resume our conversation?
Well, the Phantom Thieves are back together. We can finally take it to Akechi and the bastard backing him.
Have you figured out who's behind all this?
Akechi accidentally let that slip after the murder. He said, Shido-san.
Shido? Feels like I've heard that somewhere.
He is unmistakably a man of power if he has such strong connections to the police.
Shido? Could it be Masayoshi Shido?
Who? I believe he's a politician. Remember, Ryuji? You said his speech was too loud.
For real?
For real?
It's certainly possible that Shido is the mastermind.
Huh?
Do you have some kind of evidence?
Nothing material. However, there are various conditions which align with that possibility. First, he would profit from damage done to the current administration by the psychotic breakdowns. He's maintained a negative stance toward the Phantom Thieves and has gained tremendous popularity. On top of that, he'll most likely become the next Prime Minister if he wins this upcoming election.
No!
Did he set us up with that election in mind?
If he is behind all this, that would be in stark opposition to his honest public image.
So his current position and popularity is just him benefiting from the mental collapses.
We'll make him have a change of heart, no matter what it takes. Mom.
Shido, huh?
Here we
What
go.
is the matter?
I had a feeling he was wrapped up in all this, just based on the connections I had from my previous job. I think the one who crushed Wakaba's research and confiscated her materials was probably Shido. From the moment Wakaba died, I had a hunch he was involved. But there wasn't anything I could do, so I chose to protect Futaba and went into hiding.
Why didn't you say that sooner?
You guys would have definitely gone after him if I had. He would have just killed all of you, no doubt. That's what he usually does to people who get in his way.
Originally, I was looking into the mental shutdown cases. It was then that I accidentally stumbled upon government research regarding the psychotic breakdowns. So I tracked down the whereabouts of that research data and met with the associated parties. Boss was one of those parties. I would never have imagined all of this was connected. The mental shutdowns, psychotic breakdowns, Shido, and even the Phantom Thieves' actions.
Way back when, Shido kept saying he was going to be Prime Minister one day. Nobody believed him, though.
What's going to happen to this country if Shido becomes Prime Minister? What about the world?
The issue is simpler than that. This is nothing more than yet another selfish adult trying to impose his will on the public.
We gotta expose that rotten bastard!
Yeah, we'll do it like always. Then let's check the nav.
Masayoshi Shido, the guy running for Prime Minister. Got a hit! Well, duh. Ain't a surprise he has one.
Where would the location be?
What kind of things go through a politician's head?
I always think of dirty money and shady actions.
What does he do? And where? We don't got a clue about this guy's life.
His palace must be somewhere that politicians frequent. Any ideas?
The Diet Building. We've talked about the Diet Building a lot with Speech Dad.
We got a hit!
How arrogant must he be to see himself as the ruler of the Diet Building?
Our next target's the big shot politician Masayoshi Shido. We're gonna do this, right?
What about Akechi?
No need to waste time with him. We just gotta hit the head. Nobody against it?
Of course!
He will be a worthy opponent.
Let's win this together.
Time for revenge!
Then it's unanimous.
All we gotta do now is figure out what he thinks that Diet Building place is.
So that's the app that allowed me to enter the metaverse.
An old fart like me can't wrap his head around all this stuff.
We'll have to deal with this before Election Day, December 18th.
That means we need it done by the 17th.
It's best we hurry before they discover there's no body in the morgue.
Should we start tomorrow then? We can meet at the Diet Building after school.
That reminds me, what are you gonna do about school? You can't show up if you're supposed to be dead.
Miss Kawakami said he went back home for family reasons.
That's my mom.
That's what I told the school.
Don't let him find out you're alive then, alright? This whole thing would be for nothing.
What do you mean?
This operation had another purpose outside of escaping Akechi's clutches. Shido tried to place all the blame on the Phantom Thieves and deceive the public at the same time. He has ruined countless lives, and even made Goro Akechi, a student, assist him with assassinations. A mere change of heart is too lenient a sentence for such an abominable criminal.
We'll be making use of the police statement that the leader of the Phantom Thieves committed suicide. Our leader, who is presumed dead, will come out of hiding to deliver a grand statement. He'll say he has escaped prison, not committed suicide, and was in fact almost killed by a criminal.
Everyone's gonna flip.
You guys thought through all this stuff too?
We're intellectuals, you know.
That's why you needed such a daring trick as getting captured and appearing to be killed. What frightening teenagers.
But the true battle has only just begun. We won the first round, but we must stay on our toes.
Yeah, this ain't the time to be celebrating.
These people tried to trap and kill us. There is no end to their inhuman, conniving nature. We will need to be prepared for whatever may come our way.
I finally made it this far. It's already been 2.5 years since we met.
Back then, you earned the media's attention as a young politician who could rise up against bureaucracy. Because of that, those who wanted to preemptively deal with problems tried to tie you up in scandal.
To think I would fall for the ruse schemed by those decrepit fools in power. I recall that's when you came to me. You promoted yourself saying you had special powers.
Shido's voice actor is so good. Like, he's such a bad guy, but I love listening to him. I'm not gonna lie.
If it wasn't for the research on cognition that I dabbled in, I would have thought you insane.
I made those troublesome opponents psychotic, and erased any trace of that scandal.
Who'd think that tampering with a person's heart could trigger a psychotic lapse or mental shutdown? And when someone like that said he'd support me, I had suspected there'd be an ulterior motive.
It's because I sympathized with your aspiring ideology. I believed that your ideals needed to be achieved for the sake of the country's future.
Well, my faith in you was precisely why I pulled the plug on that research. I only need you using that power. It'd be troublesome if someone else uncovered how it works.
Wakaba Ishiki, was it? That researcher. She wouldn't have had to die if she just complied.
Any suspicions should be snubbed out. Even the smallest doubt must be severed at the root. After all, we had an active public prosecutor's office director on our side, until recently.
Astounding, isn't it? To think the director himself often forged evidence to secure his promotion. He was quite surprised when you confronted him about it. He didn't know who leaked that information. Well, I got that out of his shadow, so technically speaking, he did it himself.
This country's affairs have become stagnant.
And okay, on the same note about the voice acting, in comparison, Akechi's voice actor is good because he makes Akechi sound so obnoxious all the time. All the time. And hearing these two talk in the same conversation is just like, oh, what a dichotomy.
The political world is filled with old men who only act to preserve their own vested interests. The general public has forsaken such political affairs and don't even bother. Only ruin awaits us.
I must agree.
There's no need to be ruined along with such incompetent fools. I will lead this country to its revival. Those who get in the way must be eliminated at times. That's the correct way to use the metaverse.
Still, it would stand out if there were continuous deaths and scandals with your political rivals, which is why I made them suspects. Prosecute the targets that I turn psychotic, and solve them as cases unrelated to you. And thus, the charismatic ace detective was born.
Thanks to your efforts, my clean image remains untarnished, and I've monopolized public opinion. Once I gained public sentiment, collaborators from all sectors began approaching me on their own. The police were no exception. With their management in my pocket, keeping them in check was easy.
When the Phantom Thieves emerged, I thought things might become somewhat troublesome.
And they were just brats once we looked into it. All we needed to do was lay the blame on them.
When you told me that, I knew then that you were the better man.
Their popularity was a bit beyond my expectations, but flipping it made the negative press stronger. After that, all I had to do was openly berate them. I've been gaining more supporters since. The current administration is dead with ongoing scandals. Never mind the fact that they're my doing. Even the government parties have begun splitting up, and they're dissolving just as planned. The time has finally come. Just a little more, and I will take the seat of Prime Minister. However, inauguration isn't my goal. That's when everything truly begins. I'll make this country rich for the sake of its selfish and ignorant masses who can only rely on others.
In other words, you're creating a powerful country that can compete with the world.
The public resonates with my ideals and follows me. And for that, some sacrifices can't be avoided. That is my duty as the chosen one. Your assistance has been very influential in making my plans proceed smoothly. When I become Prime Minister, I'll grant whatever wish you want.
With this most recent case, my name has become known across the country, perhaps even the world. Surely my story will be passed down as a hero who won against monsters that could control people's hearts. I believe I'll lay low and devote myself to my studies.
I suppose with your age, you wouldn't come up with debauched desires.
I am thinking about the future, though.
Well, how do I put this?
Looks like things finally settled down. Life's gonna get real busy for you starting tomorrow, right? Get some rest. No, you're telling me to sleep too? That's Morgana's job. She's right. Let's take it easy for today. Ah, so great. Alright, so I got a couple things I want to mention. Maybe a few more. Maybe take a few minutes and all that. One thing that was mentioned about how we eluded Akechi was that we made him enter Sai's palace, right? And had him kill my character's shadow, or cognition rather. So first thing I want to say is that the reason that that works specifically is because Sai knew that I would be in the interrogation room, so that my shadow would also be there and wouldn't be just some freak chance or freak accident or whatever. That's just how it would be. Since she had just interrogated me, my shadow would appear there, because that's where it naturally should be, right? Also, it's kind of where she would want me to be. If you think about, like, if her palace were still, like, the main control, the main, like, desire of hers, she'd want me in that position. She'd want my character in that position. So it all makes logical sense in that case. Something that bothers me about it, though, although it can be pretty easily explained away, is, like, so we beat Sai's shadow, right? And we created the fake treasure, acting like the briefcase was the fake treasure or whatever. But the only way for this to really work was for Sai's heart to be changed, right? But in order for Sai's heart to be changed, her palace would collapse. Therefore, if we were to change her heart before she got into the interrogation room, her palace would no longer exist, and therefore we could not use that to enter the palace when she showed the phone to Akechi, and so the metaverse trick wouldn't quite work as a result because there'd be no palace to enter. I'm not exactly sure how that could be logically done. Yeah, so there was never a need to steal the treasure in the first place, right? But the thing is, like, yeah, exactly. And as during the what's it called? During the escape and all of that, with that big sequence, like in the prologue and stuff. Most times, you know, you see a little cutscene where everything's falling apart, blah blah blah, and things are collapsing. So, but that wasn't the case in the prologue and stuff like that. I just find it hard to. The thing that I find a little hard to believe is that the main character was able to convince Sai without her having a change of heart. And that's the only part that makes me skeptical of it. But I don't know. So a different point, not related to Sai's palace, that I wanted to mention, because I kind of realized it earlier today even, was how did Akechi and by extension Shido know exactly who the Phantom Thieves were, right? If we think about whom the Phantom Thieves have changed hearts, there's Kamoshida, Madarame, Kaneshiro, Futaba, and Okumura before Sai. So Kamoshida was a one-off, like nobody knew that was going to happen. The Phantom Thieves were just not even a thing then, you know. Madarame was after the Phantom Thieves had begun, and then Kaneshiro was at the behest of Makoto. Futaba was being pressured by Medjed, and also Futaba wanted it as well. And then you have Okumura, who was highly influenced by the fan site, and also what's it called? And because of Haru. And yeah, exactly. So Madarame was the first time that we learned about another metaverse user. And so that would be Akechi at this point. Possibly. So, okay, how do I describe this without spoiling the end game, right? Yeah, well, there's that. Yeah, and Akechi's the field trip to the TV station and Akechi talking to us and bringing up the pancakes thing was after Madarame's palace, you know, chronologically, just so you know that makes sense. So let's see here. Actually, I don't remember if this has been brought up, so I don't know if I can say it yet. Okay, how about I pose this question? Why was Akechi in Madarame's palace? Why was he in Kaneshiro's palace? He wasn't in Futaba's, he wasn't in Kamoshida's. And why was he in Okumura's? The SIU director alluded to this when he was talking to Shido on the phone. Yeah, okay, so yeah, the SIU director was what's it called? Definitely would have let this through and all. Yeah, pretty much. They were all actually linked. They're all actually linked to Shido in a way. Like just what was revealed with like the scandals that people wanted that other politicians tried to set Shido up with, and then therefore Akechi took care of them, causing them to have shutdowns and things like that. Like these were basically like people like Madarame and Kaneshiro were supporters of Shido in one way or another. And you know that because when you talk to when the SIU director is talking to Shido on the phone, he mentions how it's like a disappointing loss, like when Madarame died or Madarame confessed or whatever. But it's just the way it is, kind of thing. Similarly with Kaneshiro, he made comments like that. So because they were connected to Shido, Akechi was in their palaces. And maybe Akechi was going to do something to them, right? Maybe he was going to have them suffer a shutdown. We don't exactly know because the Phantom Thieves took care of him. Both Madarame and Kaneshiro. We only know for sure with Okumura because it was a setup. Yeah, it keeps them in check for sure. But that also, I remember when we first entered Sai's palace, I brought up how what's it called? Something about like Akechi taking on a palace on his own. Because the way he, like, okay, like Akechi was obviously we know now that Akechi was the mastermind, or at least the Black Mask guy, but like, it's hard to believe that he took on a whole palace on his own, right? And even his responses to some of the things that we described to him, that's the group described to him, his responses seem incredibly genuine as well. I don't think he ever took on somebody that actually had a palace. I think he just found their shadows in like mementos or something like that. Because you also have to think about Wakaba. How did they kill Wakaba? She wouldn't have had a palace. The only reason that we know for sure he was able to kill Okumura is because we'd already infiltrated and taken down the shadow. It's possible that he could have, but I find that really hard to believe. But that's just my idea, you know?
Let's do it.
That's about all I had to say. I just wanted to bring up the whole... I mostly wanted to bring up the link between Akechi and the other palace inhabitants.
So?
Oh, by the way, the police report on your death isn't going to show up at your school. No need to worry. Seems Prosecutor Nijima worked out some kind of deal with the higher-ups or something. I mean, they haven't even said anything to me. As long as you stay quiet, you'll be fine.
Well, how do I put this?
And I guess if they reported your death now, they'd basically be saying you were a Phantom Thief. You can't really go announcing what the Phantom Thieves are, so I'm sure they'll avoid that. At any rate, I'm glad you're back safe and sound. But even that's putting it too lightly. You had it rough in there, didn't you? Only a little.
Sorry.
Akechi was after you all along. I knew it was risky, but we had no choice but to depend on him. But thanks to your tenacity, we were able to fool him. You were able to fool him. It's payback time. Let's make him regret underestimating the Phantom Thieves.
Remember how I hijacked your phone during the school trip? That kind of came in handy.
How so?
Well, remember how I put that wiretap app in Akechi's phone? These Basically, that let me see GPS info for 2 phones, yours and his. I'd be able to tell the precise moment Sai Nijima, who had your phone, ran into a Akechi. That's when I saw my chance, and beep, sent the signal to activate the Metaverse Navigator. But there was a chance they'd just pass each other without saying a single word. That's why we needed you to tell Sai Nijima to show the phone to Akechi.
This plan still surprises me no matter how many times I hear it.
Still, I couldn't just directly hack into the Metaverse Nav. It's a mysterious app after all. But you know how it has that bookmark function? All you have to do is push the button. Making the phone think he was pushing that button was totally doable. Pretty good, huh?
So good, Futaba.
It may not have looked like it, but everyone else was risking their lives too.
Yeah, exactly.
Though there's no doubt you were the most at risk. I mean, you actually got arrested. But it seems like all the drugs and stuff made you forget the details of the plan. Want me to explain how it all went down? It might take a bit.
In all reality, forgetting those details might have actually been good, because we wouldn't have been able to accidentally say something.
Well, since the rest of us didn't get captured, we had to act. We had to pretend we never wanted you to get arrested. Pretend the suicide news was a real shock. Basically, we had to act like we didn't know anything, 24/7. The enemy knows who we are, so we couldn't let our guard down even once while you were gone. If they had people watching us and realized what our plan was, they would have killed you immediately. Want to hear more?
Yeah.
Another tough part was figuring out how to get Sai Nijima and Akechi back from the metaverse. In order to return to reality, you have to go back to the point where you came into the metaverse.
Thankfully, it was a short hallway.
So, Sai and Akechi had to go through where the nav was activated, as in, the hall where they met. Akechi would just come back the same way after the assassination. The real issue was Sai Nijima. We needed to stop her for a moment before she headed back toward the interrogation room. But nothing can be sent to a phone inside a palace. So, I had to program the messages in beforehand. In doing so, I made it seem like the messages were coming at that exact moment in time. That part was kinda last minute, so I had to pull an all-nighter trying to get it set up.
Oh my goodness.
I'm really on a roll here. Wanna hear some more?
Yeah.
Let me see. Another problematic thing was... Oh yeah, tying Akechi up. That was really tough. I obviously don't mean the real Akechi. Even if we could do that, it would ruin our plan. The one we had to tie up was Sai Nijima's cognitive Akechi.
Remember how I mentioned that the main character would be in the interrogation room because that's where he was last seen and last understood to be? Similarly, Akechi would be in the hallway, his shadow.
This part's really complicated. I know you're tired. You sure you want to hear all of this now? Well, we needed to lure Akechi into Sai Nijima's palace and have him kill the cognitive version. But Akechi would have entered the palace immediately after meeting Sai Nijima in the hallway, right? Because of that, there was a pretty decent chance he'd run into the cognitive Akechi. And if that happened, Akechi would have totally realized we'd lured him into the palace. Nobody actually even thought of this possibility until the night before the assassination. Makoto realized in the middle of the night, and it was a huge mess trying to figure out what to do. In the end, we chose to sneak into the metaverse while the plan was happening to tie up the cognition. Because you told Sae to show him the phone, we expected her to chat with him for at least a bit. So, we had a few minutes to strike after the cognitive Akechi showed up, but before the nav activated. It was Operation Tie Him Up, though it wasn't really much of an operation in the end. Thankfully, Sai Nijima didn't know his true nature, so the one that appeared was an ordinary kid.
Oh, thank God.
It was pretty simple surrounding him, knocking him out, and tossing him on another floor. But man, watching Makoto's skill was super amazing. I guess she does use Knuckles as her weapon.
Oh.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is, appreciate what everyone else did. I just can't help but rant when I'm talking about stuff that interests me. Sorry about that. Just focus on resting up. You don't have to worry about anything else. And seriously, well done.
We did it. We're so cool.
Nice.
You really did a great job. You should take it easy today. So fun. So cool.
I'm gonna head back then.
I guess I'll head home. Go to bed already.
Guess you won't be going to school for a while.
That's okay.
Don't worry about it. This'll be a breeze compared to what we've had to face so far. And we'll have all the time to come up with the plans together. To be perfectly honest, I don't really care what happens to Shido, one way or the other. But when I consider the fact that he's your enemy, I naturally think he's my enemy as well. I'm going to stay with you until the very end. Well then, we should get to sleep.
Typical.
You know, something that Futaba said before, when you were in a pinch in the palace, she picked up a reading of someone who came to your rescue. Was that...
It was the cutie.
So it was Yoshizawa. Then we'd better let her know you're safe now. And I'll even lend you a hand with that.
Yeah. Oh, okay, I just remembered. One big reason I wanted to draw the link with the Akechi going into the palaces and why the SIU director mentioning how they're connected, right? And when Makoto is first investigating the Phantom Thieves after Madarame's palace at the behest of Principal Kabayakawa, there's one point before where she brings up that the students of Shujin are being are being targeted by the crime org, right? And Kabayakawa acts extremely suspicious, right? He's like, "Oh look, the fruits of my labor or whatever has brought you good results." He says that this must be connected to the Phantom Thieves, and little did he know, or I mean, he did know actually, is that it was. I mean, he didn't know that it was connected to the Phantom Thieves exactly, but he knew about Kaneshiro because he was also connected with SIU director and Shido and all of that. His position was only granted through Shido, and as you probably understand by the phone calls if you look back. I mean, so playing this game a second time is really fun because you get to understand a lot of this stuff that was hinted at and things like that. But those phone calls that Kabayakawa was having was with Shido. And so, yeah, Kabayakawa knew about Kaneshiro and knew that Kaneshiro was the one targeting the students of Shujin too. Yeah, anyway, that's really about it. Apparently, Akechi arrested the leader of the Phantom Thieves. He's a hero. I'm so glad Akechi's back. I hope they can catch the rest of the Phantom Thieves too. He really is amazing. What if Morgana wingmanning? No, we don't need his help.
There's no point in even having an election. Shido's gonna win.
Of course.
Oh,
he's
did.
the only reliable politician there is. Plus, the current government has been getting wrapped up in scandal after scandal.
What's it called? A small detail about the prologue that was left out until you got to that date in the actual game is when Sai is on the phone from her director. His portrait doesn't appear. You just hear his voice in the text box as well. I thought that was pretty clever. The portraits are new to Royal, by the way, when you're on the phone with them. Well, that's not exactly true. There were portraits, but it wasn't like the ones that we have now. It was just their normal portraits. Yeah, that doesn't appear in the prologue. The phone portrait only appears when you're there in the actual game.
Even more importantly, there's just an aura about him. Like he can fix whatever problems we have.
Honestly, It doesn't really matter to me who does it. I just want to see our society back on track. Especially after it turned out those Phantom Thieves were nothing more than scum in the end.
I'll show you.
Now everyone's texting me. It's like, everyone, yeah, they remember me. I heard you went home, so I announced it during homeroom. Are you okay? I am, thanks. You're alive! The news is reporting you committed suicide. Call me when you can. I was so confused. But as long as you're safe. Don't worry about school. Just take care of yourself. Oh, Mom. Mom. Is it true that the leader of the Phantom Thieves died? How could the police let him commit suicide in jail? They need to get their shit together.
Cut that out!
Quiet down, you're in class. Break's been over for quite some time now. I swear, you're like monkeys in a zoo. Oh yeah, I received word from Texas's family that he'll be absent for a bit. Jeez, what do you think people think school is anyway? It's almost time. Hey, it can't be true, can it? Please tell me you're okay. Oh, I have to... Okay, fine. I'm all good. Oh, thank God you're safe. That suicide report was all over the news, and Miss Kawakami said you went back to your hometown. I was honestly worried about contacting you. Even Sakamoto was dodging the question when I tried to ask him. Don't worry, I won't tell anyone. By the way, the fan site is a real mess right now. But I'll keep supporting you from the shadows. Good luck.
Hey.
You don't need to worry about it in here. Try not to do anything to draw attention. Anyway, today's a day off, so eat your curry and take it easy. You can take your time with it too. It's not like any customers are going to be showing up.
Okay.
Let's try and think of the keyword once the Chief's curry has energized you. So many messages. I'm so popular. Have you guys figured out the keyword to Shido's palace yet? I've tried all sorts of stuff, but no luck so far. It is hard to understand the thought process of a criminal mastermind like him. You know, I've been wondering if he's been behind all those mental shutdowns. Doesn't that mean all the weird accidents from the past few years were his fault? Like that subway accident back in April. Now that you mention it, that accident lost the Minister of Transport his job. Oh wait, are you trying to say Shido caused that accident? But it's the subway. Does he not care at all about innocent lives? This man seems to be truly unbelievable. Supposedly, there are still tons of victims from that in the hospital even now. Masayoshi Shido. How many has he killed over the years? How could we ever understand what's going on in the mind of such a horrible man? Hey, wouldn't it be faster if we just got there and try and think about it on site? Let's try that. If we're going to go, I'd like Garnikun to join, but will that be okay? Won't somebody spot him there? We'll probably figure out the keyword in no time once we're there. Plus, I can throw off anyone who tails us with my blazing speed. Alright, let's have Garnikun join us then. Remember though, we're going with the intent of not being seen. Okay, well, let's meet in front of the Diet Building and force that bastard's palace open.
Alright, let's head to the Diet Building. Make sure you aren't discovered, okay?
One of my favorite things about this part is that there's no...
You going out?
No downtime between palaces, really. You just, from the end of this one, there's some minor exposition, and then you jump into the whole next part. That's the plan.
You gotta be kidding me. You realize you're done for if you get caught, right? Ugh. The stunts you pull sometimes. Just don't stay out too late.
Akechi isn't here.
You know, as much as I love the time in between palaces where I just get to hang out and do stuff, a lot of that time is usually plot or events like the the what's it called? Like the fireworks during the summer. Yeah, anyway.
Let's begin at once. Police cars are making rounds, so we can't stay here too long. We already have Masayoshi Shido and Diet Building. All we need is what he thinks of this place.
Once the deadline is established, I'll have as much time as I
Mount
want.
Fuji, since it's the highest place in the country?
Oh, Ryuji knows the highest place in Japan.
What about a mansion?
Since he's going to subjugate everyone as Prime Minister, perhaps a school?
What about an arena, like the Colosseum?
Imperial Palace?
It's no good.
I thought we would have gained entry by now. Maybe we shouldn't have called you here.
There, just so you know, there's a hint about what his palace is in the very first cutscene, like showing how my character, the main character, got his criminal record and all. The words that Shido uses are a small hint towards that.
Hey, you think he's guarding his whole palace with a barrier? Shido stole the cognitive science research, right? Well, maybe it had some special move written in it.
Is that even possible?
Who knows? I've got no idea.
There was nothing like that in the notes I saw.
Anyways, what kind of person is Shido? I can't figure him out.
I did some light research on him last night, but I couldn't get a grasp on the type of man he is.
That man over there is probably a legislator, right? I'll try asking him. Excuse me, I'm a member of the newspaper club at my high school. May I speak with you for a moment?
Sure. Oh, her acting's gotten better.
What kind of person is Representative Shido? What's he think about the national diet?
His stance is dedication for country. It's how he's garnered everyone's trust. He's an admirable man of action, with a first-class determination. I'd say he's a model politician. I believe that he'll help create a wonderful future in which young adults like you can live in ease.
Right, she is so polite.
An exemplary answer.
It makes sense he wouldn't tell teenagers anything unnecessary.
I guess a blonde American would be charming to any
Look over there. He's on a walkie-talkie.
Person.
Wait, is it about us?
See ya.
That
Peace
doesn't
out.
look good.
We should leave at once. Tomorrow's the day off, so let's have an early strategy meeting. Meet at LeBlanc, okay?
We should all think about this tonight.
How you doing tonight, Drew? Good to see ya.
The criminals calling themselves the Phantom Thieves are no more. However, I believe that this country's citizens are still living their days in anxiety. These scandals only increase our distrust of the current government. As a citizen myself, I am enraged.
Look who's talking.
What does it mean to be a politician with responsibility? Working toward personal gain without consideration of the country is outrageous.
The election's public notification is tomorrow. No matter where I go, people are cheering for Shido.
Everyone's being deceived so easily.
Tried looking Shido's interviews up online. They all sound so goddamn fake. I checked his profile as well, but I couldn't find much outside of his title and education. He's currently 53 years old and has gone from being a metropolitan assemblyman to a representative. Though he is a cabinet minister, he's split from the ruling party to form the United Future Party. Shido's a cabinet minister? For real? He was specially appointed to the position. That's his current title. Apparently, he also won a contest for who people would most like to have as their boss. Even the news sites write about him as though he's assured to become the Prime Minister. If only we could find out the meaning behind Shido's words.
In order to save this country that has been tainted by villains, social reform is essential.
Ugh.
There's a Phantom Thieves banner in here. Was that always... Wait, when did that get put up? Did I put that up? I don't remember. What's with all the love for Shido? I get no one knows the truth about it, but it still creeps me out.
Okay.
It's time we show Shido who's boss and snap the public out of the trance they're in.
Now then.
Wear a hood or something when you're in a place where someone might recognize you, okay? Can I go out? Oh. I can at least... The Phantom Thieves incident came to a shocking end as the leader committed suicide after arrest. Some are insisting for police to take responsibility for failing to prevent the suicide, but most of the public is praising Mr. Goro Akechi and his team for stopping the Phantom Thieves. Looks like we really pulled the wool over their eyes. We better act now before they realize. Shido this, Shido that. The world's gone to hell. You think we can call Kawakami to make us curry or something? While we're in hiding?
Hey! Yep.
Yeah, we can.
Make sure your clothes up.
What is she gonna say?
Hi!
Nothing special. I guess nothing at all. Okay, well, I was expecting something neat. No worries, I guess. I do have a couple books to read, but I may have times to read those later, so I'm gonna watch DVDs instead. Wait, there's actually a book that I know I haven't gotten yet.
Oh!
That I need to find sometime. The X folders. I think I know where to get it from, but I don't.
Wolf, you can't be serious. You think aliens did this?
I've heard it all before, Skullsy. But just look at these bodies. They can't be from Earth.
Story about an investigator who searches for the truth behind eerie supernatural incidents.
Hey, hey.
The atmosphere of the show is so ominous. I'm getting creeped out. Ooh, that was intense. I could barely breathe through all that. I bet you summoned a little more guts by watching this drama. I need to find... Hold on. This meme originated on Tumblr. Classic. I don't know. I don't know the context, but I love it. Some Tumblr meme.
Well then.
It's beautiful. That should put an end to the case. It's just like Shido-san said. We can't go wrong leaving things to Masayoshi Shido. Shido-san's gonna be in this election too, right? Politicians like him are promising. No, we're gonna go under 3%. Is this Hifumi? It's Shihaya. My fortune reading said that you're okay, but I'm still worried about you, so please let me know. I'm fine. I'm relieved to hear that. You appear to have avoided your destiny of death. However, I can't see anything past that. Please be extra careful. If you're unsure about anything, I'll be waiting at the usual spot. nice gal. As your physician, I would like to confirm something. Please contact me as soon as you see this. I'm still alive. Stop making me worried. I'm glad you're okay. I just got nervous when I saw the news. Well, I'll be at the clinic if you need any medicine. So far, it's just texts from people that we've maxed out already. Mishima is the only one that pretty intimately knows that we're the Phantom Thieves, but the others just kind of assumed, you know? So there's that. I do believe other people text you. I don't remember. I remember getting a text from Hifumi when I did this my first playthrough. I don't remember if I had maxed her before Sai's Palace. It's nothing but the Phantom Thieves on TV. Oh, that's right. Aren't you all supposed to be gathering here today? Make sure you finish eating before everyone shows up. Yeah, so, but I didn't max her in this playthrough, but I don't remember if I maxed her before Sai's in my original playthrough either. I feel like I did, but I don't know for sure. I think I did, actually, because I didn't have EYs unlocked until near the very end of Sai's deadline. Because I sucked. I didn't have Sai's or Haru's opened up until near the very end of Sai's deadline. Wait, EY's and Haru's, not Sai's. Anyway. And that is on my original playthrough. This one I did a much better job on with my stats and things.
Last one. Diamond mine.
No good.
How many do we miss?
Perhaps he truly does have a barrier up.
Right?
That's not something to be excited about.
We know all the way up to Diet Building, too.
So you enter keywords into the Metaverse Navigator.
Boss, can you turn the TV on? Shido might be on it.
Sure thing.
You.
Goro Akechi. Him and his stupid composed face.
So, Akechi-san, is it true you withdrew yourself from the media as part of your plan to capture the Phantom Thieves?
I truly apologize for causing such a stir. Honestly, it required a lot of courage to openly oppose them when their popularity was at its peak. I mean, people often lashed out at me online and whatnot.
Then was it also your plan when you said they weren't at fault after their popularity declined?
That was to catch them off guard. I could say I applied my profiling knowledge. Once they lost public support, someone they thought was their greatest enemy lent a hand. That's the same strategy used in romance, wouldn't you agree?
Why is he being treated as an ace detective of justice?
It's not just on TV or online. Newspapers, magazines. I see his face everywhere.
On the other hand, no one's hoping for our comeback on the fan site. Like, at all.
The Phantom Thieves are evil. Shido and Akechi are just. It should be the other way around.
I like that Haru was pointing this out. Haru very specifically had to make such a difficult choice. It's nice to see her convictions following through.
They're manipulating information using the media.
Leaving Akechi aside, we'll get back at him later. Our main issue is Shido.
Were there any instances before when you didn't know the palace keywords?
Well, there was the time with Futaba.
We didn't know anything about her, so all we could do was make conjectures.
Then why don't we just go directly and see Shido?
That's impossible. He's surrounded by bodyguards and followers all the time.
There's no way high school students can get an appointment with him either.
Well, we do have an adult with us.
No, that's still impossible. Besides, that's too dangerous a method.
Well, this is a problem.
What's with the ruckus outside?
To everyone gathered before Yongen-Jaya Station.
Isn't that an election campaign car?
Oh, right! The candidates are currently campaigning.
That voice.
I apologize for the commotion. I am Masayoshi Shido.
Wait, Did he just say Shido?
Yeah, he did!
Sounds like the same voice I heard back then.
Man, talk about being lucky! We can go check him out without an appointment now!
Hey, Ryuji ran off toward the station. This way. Hurry! By the way, did something happen? You didn't seem well a moment ago.
I don't have my bag on me. Hope Ryuji doesn't try anything.
We will be counting on you.
We'll stand out too much if we all go together. Please investigate on your own, Guardian. Is the one behind the death of Haru's father maybe out there? Please check it out, Guardian. I'll just wait and bide my time.
We will be...
Can I go shopping? Let's go shopping. Oh.
Now is the time to rebuild this crumbling nation. Our government is littered with scandals, and criminals have taken a strong foothold in our society. Such a disgraceful past must be discarded. We must set sail into a new future of dreams and hope.
Shido? Is it that Shido? He's here? Where is he? Whoa, this is amazing. Let's go check it out.
So our children who carry the burden of the next generation can be proud of their country. So our nation can once again become a powerful one with abundant wealth and luxury. So our beautiful home will be acknowledged as the best country in the world.
Is that guy Shido? That's right, he's a strong and admirable man. Even more than Dad? Well, yeah, I'd say so. Shido is a wonderful person. What? Come on, Dad. I see Shido-san sometimes when I'm walking around town. I got to shake his hand. His smile really left a big impression on me. Been hearing a lot about this Shido fellow. I hope popularity isn't all that he's got to offer.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me, Masayoshi Shido. Let us all set sail toward a happy future, together. I hope to continue serving you all.
Is that the guy? You guys wait here. I'll go get intel for us.
Wait!
Hey! Yo, Shido-san!
Stand back.
I just want to talk to him for a sec.
He's a busy man.
The hell? Ain't he supposed to hear a citizen's comments?
That's enough, Brad.
You're that asshole we met at the hotel before, at the elevators. Oh, I'm sorry. So you can butt in front of other people if you're in a hurry?
What are you talking about?
That moron! Come on, stop!
But these guys...
Hey, kid. You don't want to know what happens when you cross me.
That voice.
It seems the customer base has changed since I was here last. Have they started a daycare? This ain't a show. Get lost, kid. Damn brat! I'll sue!
This man. There's no mistake. He's the same man as the one before.
What are you looking at?
Oh, nothing.
This country is filled with clueless children. I worry for Japan's future. Let them go. My next appointment is coming up.
What a piece of shit. So what do you think after seeing him in person?
Well, he's why I got arrested.
Wait, He's the jerk you told us about before? The same guy? For real? Seriously?
For real, dude.
You're sure, aren't you? Shido's the one who ruined your life.
Holy shit. I don't believe it.
Let's get going, okay?
Shido's the guy who set you up?
What kind of fate brought you two back together?
I want to know myself.
Talk about a destined connection. Shido was involved in the cognitive research too, right? This can't be dismissed as just a coincidence.
Gotta love him.
God, what the hell's going on here?
Shido was already a politician then, yet he sued a student and ruined his future? He must have pulled some strings so that his name wouldn't be mentioned. Furthermore, he also would have had to force that woman into making a false statement.
He would do anything. We're talking about a man who ordered a hit inside the police station.
He can't sit still until he crushes whoever opposes him, no matter how trivial. He's always been that way.
What a piece of shit. Children are the future, my ass! What he's saying and doing are completely different!
But now that we found out who did it, can't something be done about his record?
Once the courts have made a judgment, overturning that decision will be difficult. It'd barely be possible even if proof of innocence is presented and Shido admits to his crimes.
At any rate, we need to trigger a change of heart in him.
Be that as it may, Shido's outer appearance and his true face are wholly different. It's beyond hypocritical. It's as if he's an entirely different person.
He speaks about the good of the country. It makes me wonder what really is on his mind.
That man's full of ambition to rise in the world. He only thinks of the weak as stepping stools for his success.
He treats himself as an elite man while looking down on others. Ugh, that's the worst.
I assume the key word for what he believes the Diet Building is will be despicable too.
It must be something self-centered and completely different from politics.
Someone like him needs to be punished as soon as possible.
Let's head to the Diet Building again right after school tomorrow. I feel we'll get it this time.
Stewing over it won't get anywhere. We have to do this.
The guy behind everything turned out to be your arch enemy. What an oddly poetic twist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those clothes. You'd stand out even more if everyone else is wearing their school uniforms. Might be a good idea to wear your uniform when you head out.
Hey!
You have yet another reason to fight now. This really gets my blood pumping. I really love this section of the game. Oh, I don't have great. Like the way it just sets itself up.
Nice. Yes.
Plus, if you think of like a regular literary structure, if you assume this is the end, the falling action is a huge. It's like a freaking roller coaster, dude. You're falling from like a 600-foot roller coaster or whatever. I say 600 because that's totally realistic, right? 150 feet. How about that? Election season has officially begun as the election date for the House of Representatives was announced today. Candidates from all parties have taken to the streets, asking voters for their support. United Future's Messiah Shishido has been actively giving speeches in Yongan-jaya and other areas. Can you believe how popular he is? That guy is such a bastard. Come on, man, I shouldn't be cursing this much. Stop making me. My mom's gonna hit me. My mom's gonna be mad at me. She's gonna clean my mouth out with dope. Starting to get cold. Time really does fly.
I have something.
Curry time.
What do you want to do?
Curry, Mom.
Yep.
Make sure you close up.
Hi!
we'll watch the movie again.
Oh!
They're all dead. Who could have done this?
The larvae. It must have infected them. Got into their brains. We need to find those samples, Scalzi. Fast.
Whoa, whoa. Why would you preserve alien larvae? Curiosity killed the cat, you know.
Oh!
The X folders.
Okay.
I wonder what their names are in Japanese.
Well then.
Because the English names are really good. Things like the MacGyver one, X folders, all of them are great. Whatever the 90210 one is. No, 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 don't go below. No! Below 3. Yeah! Above 3. Yeah, stay there. Stay there. No, yes, yes. 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 No, yes. Yeah. No. Yes. Yeah. No. Stop it. Uh-huh. Go back up. Oh, okay. And then did that. No, 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 no. I've actually been paying attention to the news lately. Aren't you proud of me? Don't you leave it on hoping that Akechi will be there. Wait. Oh wait, don't you leave it on hoping that Akechi will be there? Well, not that I blame you. He's a real hero. I think Masaya Shishido is even more amazing though. He's the first politician I've ever believed in. Oh, I know. I know Shido-san too. Sounds like he really wants to improve the country. Can't they say they're being lied to? We have to do something. Okay, so we haven't maxed out Sun yet, but he's texting us now. It's not true that the Phantom Thieves leader died, right? Everything's fine. Thank goodness. There's no way the Phantom Thieves could be defeated. Man, it's such a relief to hear things are okay. Well, if you need anything, I'll be at the arcade. The Phantom Thieves have been on the news recently, so I was wondering how you're doing. Are you going to give up without accomplishing your goal? He doesn't even think I'm dead. I love... Man, Speech Dad is the realist. He doesn't even have an ounce of doubt. No problems here? So you're okay. That's a relief. I'm expecting great things from the Phantom Thieves. If you need anything, I'm happy to help, my comrade. Feels pretty weird seeing you around on a weekday. You're taking off tonight, right? You're such a risk taker. Listen, make sure nobody notices you, okay? We have to do something about the keyword for sure this time.
Security guards became suspicious of us last time, so we can't stay here for long.
We still have no hit.
Think it's a barrier after all?
Where'd your enthusiasm from yesterday go?
Ah, shut up. The real game starts at 2 outs.
Enough chatting. You should only be thinking about the keyword.
The citizens are secondary. He only cares about his own well-being and that of his lackeys.
He wants to become Prime Minister, even if it means trampling on others.
Fortune, rich people. Hey, can you think of anything based on what you've heard from him? Just try saying anything. It doesn't matter if you guess.
Incompetent fools like you just need to shut your mouths and follow where I steer this country.
steer?
Like an airplane.
Back to square one.
Like a car.
Back to square one.
Like a sneak attack. Is it a ship?
It was a match?
What? The Diet Building's a ship? What kind of scenery will that be? The actual building's on land.
I can't even begin to imagine what it will be like.
Well, whatever it is, looks like there are no barriers.
Oh, shut up! Let's hurry up and go in.
I
Are we
love
clear of the
this
guard
palace.
Get closer to the wall just in case. Alright, do it.
The music is so triumphant. So good.
Did anything change? We went in, right?
Security guards seem to be gone, but it's difficult to tell for certain. This seems to be similar to what happened with Sis's palace.
But this time, the Diet building remains unchanged.
The gate wasn't open earlier, though.
Wait, look! Mona's appearance is different.
That means we're definitely in a palace.
Come on, let's go take a look.
How's it look over there? See anything?
Nah, it's totally normal.
I'll check it out. Huh? What the heck?
What's up, Futaba? Futaba?
What is it?
The hell?
Huh? Even though this country may sink, he alone will survive. That's what this cognition is about, huh?
Freaking crazy.
This is bullshit! A country that children can be proud of my ass is completely sunken in his head. If a guy like this stands above everyone, we're seriously done for.
This is beyond ridiculous.
The same goes for Akechi. He should have seen this scenery as well. Yet he still aided Shido.
What in the world is he thinking?
Whether it be for glory or for simply a reward, my father died because of someone like this.
We gotta sink Shido instead of this country.
A palace with not just the center of the distortion, but the entire country sunken. I can't believe there's someone with this tremendous of a desire. Be careful. This will be completely different from past palaces.
We're definitely gonna take his treasure.
Business as usual.
Come on, what a lame way to start this off.
No? I think that's how it should be.
Thank you,
we
best
haven't failed
girl.
yet, so if we calmly give this our all, the results will surely follow.
Duh.
We must put an end to this by December 17th, the day before the elections.
Let the infiltration begin. Time to pay him back for setting us up into a trap.
Wait.
Our clothes aren't changing. I guess you don't see us as a threat yet, huh? Speaking of that, shouldn't Garni have been disguising himself on the way here? Seeing someone in a disguise with a bunch of kids in school uniforms would be super weird. We won't have to worry about any of that once we steal the treasure. Let's do this. There's fireworks and stuff. Wow.
I should write something.
Indeed.
Messiah Shishido's palace. I wonder what awaits us within. Let us go find out. It's time we begin our infiltration. I understand why he might already see us as a threat. Why aren't even the passengers wearing masks? Think they're trying to be phantom thieves? Like Memoirs was with that beauty thief stuff? That's quite enough!
It looks like...
Whatever the reason, it reflects Shido's mentality. Surely he doesn't view others normally.
You're right.
Given the insane nature of his distortion, I'm surprised they even look like people.
Listen up.
It's very likely we'll end up in battles from here forward. Be on your guard, everyone. What an odd costume. Is that what you young people are into nowadays? Who are you? Don't think you can talk to an honored guest of Mr. Shido so casually. Poster, man. I wonder what it says. Joker, an enemy! He's attacking us with all these people around?
It's time.
Oh.
First, you're mine. This is my other self. Kamushita no!
You did it, Fox.
Slice it to pieces.
All out attack.
We've done it.
I don't think I've done an all-out attack in so long.
Oh, is this a show of sorts? Mr. Shido never fails to keep his guests entertained.
Indeed. Those privileged enough to be on this ship are all on the winning team.
What is with these people? Why do they not feel any danger after what they just witnessed?
It seems they think no harm will come to them because they're here on Shido's ship.
They're not even sensing the danger. Come on, let's make him see what this ship really is.
There's a chest! Joker, let's open it!
Yeah, exactly. my, that was quite a show. Are you entertainers?
Hey,
Joker, we should go. It would be a problem if we started drawing attention to ourselves.
There's a chest! Joker, let's open it!
I have something.
And immediately acting upon them. I hope to continue serving you all.
Man, I wish I could read Japanese. So many little details. I'm sure I would appreciate more.
I can see it.
I humbly ask that you cast your vote for me.
this is...
I can sense the treasure's presence. It's that way. Let's go, guys.
Focus.
Hey,
Man, Morgana, why you do this?
hey,
Man, Morgana, why you do this?
These huge doors are obviously suspicious. Wonder what's through here.
There's slots to stick in something like a key card. Whoa, there's 5 of them.
475 people in favor. 0 against.
I hear something.
Since there is no one against the plan, this bill will be unanimously passed as drafted.
Past? What's going on? Was that Shiro's voice?
If this truly is the representatives' chamber as written, beyond here must be the main assembly hall.
The what now?
It's that large conference room that's usually seen on the news.
Oh, that thing! Gotcha. So, what are they doing inside?
Most likely a meaningless vote. One in which whatever Shido proposes will always go unopposed.
so he's doing whatever he wants by keeping only his supporters in there.
What do we do to get in, though? Should we find these keycards?
Maybe we need some kind of qualification. One that vows to be his follower or swear loyalty.
So basically, we need to prove that we're on his side.
We'll have to pretend.
You sure move on quick.
But what's this qualification thing about?
Why don't we ask the guests on this ship?
Good idea.
That thought never crossed my mind.
Asking around doesn't sound like a bad idea. The guests here are the cognitive versions of them in Shido's mind. They'll know any secrets he shared.
True. You have a point.
That said, the ruler here is that evil Shido. It wouldn't surprise me if they did turn hostile.
Right. Yeah, wouldn't they attack us?
We should prepare for the worst, of course. But I think we'll at least be able to talk to them. This ship is most likely an ark loaded with those that Shido believes are worth keeping alive. It'd explain the luxury cruise ship. I doubt idiots who can't even hold a conversation would be here.
We can at least gather information. It helps that everyone's wearing masks. We'll blend in even with our attire. He must believe that no one shows their true face to anyone else. Just like him.
Well then, let's split up and ask around.
Well then.
Looks like everyone's taken off to gather intel. There's no doubt. I can sense the treasure behind the store. Looks like we've already hit the jackpot. Let's go talk to the others. One of the VIPs used to belong to nobility. Yes, that must be why he can enter the sacred place. I heard he's not easily seen either. But why would someone of his stature always be by the poolside? Well, he must like it there for some reason. But I don't think it's the swimming.
Hey!
Beyond the store is the VIP area, and the main assembly hall is a sacred place. Looks like we can't get in unless Shido accepts us.
Focus.
Oh, you have the elegance and refinement so sorely lacking in the ordinary citizenry. My, such flattery. A high-class aura emanates from you as well. So you noticed. Ha ha ha. Most certainly. Ha ha ha. Hey, these guys totally ignore me when I try to talk to them. They look that much like I don't got any money. Is it because of the skull mask or something? Oh, poor Ryuji. Oh.
This feeling. I think there's a safe room around here.
Oh, not yet. You're some kind of sadist for making me get info from complete strangers, Joker. But I'll do it. I'm going to avenge my mom. I'm not entirely sure how to speak to people here. I either remained silent or spoken simple pleasantries during Father's business relations. Poor Harder. My, even Mr. Ue is a VIP. I just saw him at the restaurant. I think an important politician like him has been invited here. Well, support from the political world should mean mental shutdowns are as viable as ever. Oh, I'm quite envious. I wonder if there's a way I can get to know him better myself. If you wish. Hearing people speak so casually about the mental shutdown business makes my head spin. But it seems as though we need certification from 5 VIPs to become a special customer. These people are willing to share anything. Perhaps it's because their faces are hidden. So that is the president of a TV station. Indeed, Mr. Shido has quite the large circle of acquaintances. It seems you have to be at least that important to be considered a VIP. I'm truly envious. Why don't you go play the shots with him? That might get his attention.
Indeed.
It appears these people all want to be accepted as one of Shido's special customers. By the way, I've gained some information on the VIPs. We should discuss later.
Joker!
There's something I've noticed too. I actually saw what looked like a map on our way here. Why don't we go check it out? Hang on, there's stairs here. Up the stairs I go. Oh, goodbye. There's a shadow. Causing a commotion might ruin our ability to gather intel. Let's leave it alone for now. Oh, look at that. Just as I thought.
Nice.
We'll definitely be able to use this to take it to our advantage. So let's take it with us.
Well then.
We've gathered a good amount of info. We might want to regroup and go over it all now. How did it all go for you? Not great, but not bad either.
Well,
I was able to get a bit of intel as well. We should sort through what all of us gained from it. Well, I took a look at the map we obtained earlier and found what appears to be a safe room. Right here.
Whoa!
Ooh, it's close. Perfect. Let's go over our intel there.
Joker!
We gotta head over to the safe room so we can, like, discuss this stuff. Like, totally.
Still, this is a surprise. All the cognitive guests in this palace seem like real humans. The casino earlier looked pretty real too, but talking with these guests was a whole nother story.
You have that right.
This ruler's observational skills and insight are off the charts. Shido's a formidable foe.
Come on, no need to freak out.
I'm not freaking out. I was just thinking it'll be easier to make a plan since they can talk normally. All right. Let's put together the information we gathered.
Huh. Gotcha.
So we gotta get a letter of introduction from the 5 VIPs. And those letters become the keycards?
You're right.
Exactly. Now let's go over what all of us have learned. First, according to my intel,
It seems...
one of the VIPs is an influential politician by the name of Ue. He's supposedly seen at the restaurant at night and sits at a table near the window. I'll go next. I heard about a prominent VIP who used to be in nobility. They said he's usually by the pool.
Please hear me out.
Next is my intelligence. Seems the president of a television station is also a VIP. He always plays slots at night. Did I say shots earlier? I think I did. It would seem he spends his money quite lavishly. Crap, I'm starting to forget people already.
Hey, listen!
It's my turn. For real? Even you got info? Of course, I eavesdropped. Supposedly one of the VIPs is the president of an IT company. He's always in his room and reportedly enters from an exclusive hallway.
Listen up!
Well then I'll close out. How the hell do you get info with your looks? Seems like some guy they call the Cleaner is another VIP. I've heard that he's cautious, so it's probably best if we check the other VIPs first. Cleaner? I wonder what they mean by that. Wait a minute. After all the VIPs we listed, this one's a cleaner? Is he really a VIP? Supposedly. I'm sorry, I couldn't get any information. Me neither, so don't worry about it, okay? Let's just work harder during the battle. You're right, I'll do my best. But there's a bigger problem, you know. My memory's, not so great. Anyways, who was who?
It's no use. I can't keep the profiles of 5 people straight in my head.
I can only remember about 2 of them. What about you, Joker?
I forgot them all. I'm bad at remembering. My memory is pristine.
Really? Wow!
We're up against 5 people. The politician Owe,
Oh,
a former noble,
Owe.
a TV station president, an IT company president, and a cleaner. We get certification from them and obtain letters of introduction that'll serve as keycards. But only go for the cleaner after the
TLDR.
other 4 have been dealt with, right?
Whoa, now that's impressive! You go, genius!
If we can't remember the details on the VIPs, let's reconvene inside a safe room.
All right, let's get this done quickly.
Hey,
We know how to get into the main assembly hall now. Should we head home? Huh? You want to go back already? There are people in here with special letters. That means Shido trusts them to a certain extent. It would be best to consider them as powerful individuals. We do not want to get too hasty. Let's take our time here.
Well,
I guess we do have a little time to spare. Well then, let's head back for today. Do I have to? Can I just, you know, not?
I'll just add this.
The Velvet Room appeared.
hey,
Hold on, Joker. We should leave for today. Oh, come on. Yeah, whatever.
okay.
What if?
Yo,
So this is it, huh? It's for Futaba too. Thanks. Do what you need to. I'll try to help any way I can. Just don't be reckless, got it? That palace is an accurate portrayal of Shido's nature. What do you mean? I have to agree. I'm sure he's quite used to traveling, especially on extravagant ships. And it should be obvious he's not using his own money for it. There are all sorts of rumors online. Oh, I get it. He's using tax money? Not cool, Shido. I think he believes that which belongs to others in turn belongs to him. Even people's lives. That is correct. This country will be a miserable place if Shido becomes Prime Minister. Let's change his heart. Right. We gotta pay him back for what he did to Garny too. Yeah, for what he did to me. Election season is here and it's on everyone's minds. Now, not many may know this about the Diet. The Diet decides things with a majority vote, but what happens if the vote is split 50-50? Speaker of the House decides, they flip a coin. You know, it's Japan, they probably flip a coin. Oh, okay, fine. The correct answer is A. The Speaker of the House decides. Let's hear an explanation. In accordance with Article 56, Section 2 of the Constitution, the Speaker of the House makes the decision. After the general election, by law, the Diet's first act must be to appoint a new Prime Minister. Aw, flipping a coin would be more interesting. A tie probably doesn't happen very often, though. It would be more interesting, right?
Hey! Hey!
That she can give me a massage so I'm not tired anymore, Morgana! Stupid cat!
Hey!
Kawakami
Make sure your
coffee!
clothes up.
Hi!
I think I finished the DVD.
Okay.
We finally have the keyword we need. It's time to counterattack and give Shido what's coming to him.
Hey!
I'm not tired. You're lame.
Oh!
Star Forneus. That's a persona's name.
Okay.
I guess it's supposed to be Star Fox, right? This game is about space battles, huh? So I guess this little thing here is your spaceship. Oh, you're blasting away the enemy ships one after another. Not bad for a beginner. Oh, there are no more enemies on screen? Did you win?
Hey, wait!
Oh, what the heck? That thing is huge! It must be the boss. Hey, I think you're supposed to aim for the core in the middle. Try focusing your fire there. Press X enough times before the timer runs out. Easy key.
Nice!
Amazing! It's blowing up!
Hey!
Quick time events in my RPG.
Yeah! Hi!
How many seconds was it for 25 button presses? Was it 10? I thought it, or was it 6? I couldn't really tell because I was trying to mash. I'm trying to remember, I'm trying to see how fast my mashing is. I know when I'm actually like warmed up, I can do 12 or 13 per second.
It's me. Sorry, I know you're tired. It'll be a sec, just hear me out.
I was just wondering.
I've decided what I want to do with Shido after going into his palace. We can't let him run free. If there's a heart we gotta steal, it's definitely gotta be his.
What's got into you?
I really get it now. I want to avenge you, that's a no-brainer, but that's not it. If we let him run the country, the weak will be totally effed. our duty to protect them?
Man, Ryuji has always been like at the forefront of like the heart of the Phantom Thieves. Sure, he wants fame, sure he wanted the girls and all that, but like all of his decisions never really were wrong. He always backed down when somebody opposed his dumb decisions. It's not like he's an idiot. His statement about isn't our duty to protect them? That's the whole reason the Phantom Thieves began. And that at that buffet in the Wilton Hotel. That was the whole beginning of it. We only resolved to face Kamoshida after Shiho's attempted suicide because we didn't want other people to get hurt by him. We'll protect them till the end.
Remember when I told you that heroes who lurk in the shadows are boring? Well, forget what I said. Those heroes are way cooler. Hey, once we change Shido's heart... no, never mind. Forget it. Let's do it. Let's steal that bastard Shido's heart. I'll do everything I can to make it happen.
It's been
Thanks
7
for listening
months.
to me. See ya.
7 months, and Ryuji understands a little bit more about being the heroes in the shadow. Friday, bread day. I can't go to school. Not allowed. Campaign season has begun. I bet it'll be an overwhelming victory for Representative Shido. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna vote for him. Maybe I'll actually vote this time. There aren't many politicians who are like Shido-san.
Hey.
It's almost time. Were you able to sleep last night? I slept pretty well. I'm impressed. Whatever happens, you always manage to shake it off. You're finally facing off against your arch enemy. I know you know this, but don't get impatient. Jeez, it's been getting cold lately. We might freeze to death before he can change his heart. I really want to own a Kutatsu in the future, you know? It just, sounds perfect. Let's look to see if we can find anything to help us get warm. A heater, huh? Oh, this is so good. Well, I mean, just having a Kutatsu would be fun.
Hey!
Once we take care of Shido... What's wrong? Well, I was just thinking, this might be the last job for the Phantom Thieves. Everyone's goals and ambitions, they're all linked to taking down Shido. That's how I feel. We all became Phantom Thieves for our own reasons. We weren't just playing around. Outside of the Phantom Thieves, you also have friends who've been helping you. They believe in you. We have an important battle ahead of us. We only made it all this way because of them. There's no guarantees we'll make it out of this. See them as much as you can, so you have no regrets. Don't jinx us by saying that. You're right. Then again, you didn't die, even though you were killed, right? The others are tough too. Garny, I'm with you, all the way to the end. This upcoming battle is personal, so we'll do it your way. Now you can fight Shido on your terms. I just remember watching Fruits Baskets, or Fruits Basket, whatever. And the episode for New Year's, and the boys fell asleep with the underneath the kotatsu. Just like, oh, that sounds so perfect. I just want to chill with like a laptop, or if I was watching TV or something. I don't mind falling asleep underneath the kotatsu in that situation, you know? Or playing a Game Boy on my Game Boy or something. Imagine if I was a kid, it would have been so much different. I would have slept under the kotatsu all the time. That's just what I imagine, so that's why I really want one. Hasn't Texas been taking a lot of days off? I wonder if it's got something to do with his record.
Okay, quiet down.
I believe I mentioned this before, but Texas Kun is back at his family's home. It's a personal matter, so don't go spreading rumors. How long can we keep this up? We need to take care of things before we get caught. It's okay, Mom's got our back.
Hey, are you sure it's okay for him to be down here working right now? I mean, wouldn't it be bad if a Shujin student walked in and saw him?
Don't worry about it.
Welcome.
Hey! Oh, we never
What did I
texted
just
her!
say?
Nah, still fine.
Senpai? You're not like a stunt double or something, right?
We never texted her. How stupid are we? It's the real me.
I don't know what's happening, but I really hope this isn't a dream.
Well, are you pleased? I'm the one who set this up. A little surprise from me to you. I asked Futaba to do me a favor.
And I asked Ryuji to pass the message along to Kasumi.
I knew you'd be wiped out for a while, so I made sure to give you time to recover first.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm just so happy.
No one cares about my scheme.
Well, it looks like you know what's been going on with him. Take a seat, why don't you? No reason to stand around. I'm going out for a bit to grab some groceries. I'll let you all get caught up with each other.
So you're Yoshizawa-san, right?
Is she gonna join us for this last palace? Please join us for this palace. Please, 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 please.
Well, what's up? It's a pleasure meeting you.
What's up?
Yes. Well, what's up? It's a pleasure meeting you.
Wow, that is the most out of character Futaba has ever been. Oh no.
Nice to meet you as well, Sakura-san.
Could you at least figure out whether to be polite or casual?
Shut up! Don't you underestimate my people anxiety.
For real.
Mona tells me that you helped him out in that palace a while back. We are awfully grateful for that.
Oh no, it was my pleasure. He's usually the one who helps me out. Not only that, I'd promised to repay his kindness to me, no matter what.
What a refined response. Are we really around the same age?
Right?
There's
Yoshizawa's
something
only
I've
a
wanted
year
to
older.
ask you, Yoshizawa. Why were you in that palace in the first place?
That's...
I was wondering that too. Of course, I'm extra grateful that you saved our leader, but if our plan had somehow leaked, then we need to change our tactics from here on out.
It all started about a week ago, when we had lunch together on the roof of the school.
But that day's when...
I got the feeling that something big was going to take place that day, so... I'm so sorry. I was actually following you the entire time.
The entire time.
Wait, we were tailed there?
We definitely had no idea about that. It's like night and day compared to when Makoto was following us.
I've been considering for a while now. Perhaps I should be fighting alongside you if I have special powers like yours, Senpai.
Yes, yes,
I wondered if an
yes.
outsider like myself should even get involved. But I couldn't just stand back and do nothing.
You saved me.
It was nothing compared to how much you've done for me in the past. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're not done here yet, are you? Then perhaps I ought to lend you a hand.
Well, we could definitely use the additional firepower, but...
I'm thankful for her offer to help, but Shido is more dangerous than any of our previous targets. It'd be wisest to avoid dragging Kasumi into this fight.
Senpai?
No! I appreciate the offer. It's too dangerous.
Well, you say that, but...
Honestly, we have no idea what risks you would face. Our enemy this time is more dangerous than anyone else so far. Also, we pretty much brought this entire mess down upon ourselves, so... This is on us. We're delighted by the offer, but we really can't drag you into this any further. Moreover, you have something to do yourself, right?
I believe I'd be acting selfishly if I were to press any further. Very well. I understand your reasoning. If that's the situation, then I'll wait for you to return. But you have to promise me this. You'll come back safe no matter what. I don't ever want to feel as horrible as I did when I thought you...
I'm sure it'll be fine.
I really do believe you. It's time I get going. I've got practice today, as usual. Well, be seeing you.
Oh, man. Man. Man, sure must be nice not having to go to school. Is that aimed at me? Don't know what you're talking about. A dead man cannot go to school, you know. This would all be for nothing if they found out he's still alive. Doesn't it suck to live like a fugitive, though? Always having to hide your face? It's a thrill, though. What a thrill. I'm sure it is. No doubt it's hard as well. But please bear with it for now. Don't try too hard to hide yourself. You'll only stand out more. That's always the hardest. Try hard, but not too hard. In any case, we're ready to put the plan into action. Now, all we need is your signal.
Okay.
So you'll stand out too much during the day. We need to go out at night. We're about to face our toughest target to date. Don't skip on your preparations. Plan for changing Shudo's heart has begun. Try to steal your target's heart by the deadline. He's tough and knows the metaverse well. Be sure to strengthen your bonds so you're prepared. What was that? Wait, what? Okay, that was weird. Hey, sorry to bring this up now. I know you have your hands full. But Diglifer 69 can do it. I have faith in all of you. See, okay. I didn't cancel the text, like the chat log. It just kind of, my controller vibrated as if I was getting text, and then that happened. I didn't cancel anything. Weird. Anyway, here's the info I have. This one is cruel. There's a group of scammers out there specifically targeting old people. Apparently they're using some sort of spiritual mumbo-jumbo to trick them into paying up. Mumbo-jumbo? I don't know, like selling them magical faces or something? Anyway, they keep moving around, so it's been difficult to reliably track them. Apparently the police have just stopped trying entirely. From what I've read online, their representative is a guy named Yoshihito Wakasa. Sorry I don't have any more info than that. Good luck. Might be tough for us to go at a time like this, but the info itself is pretty worthwhile. If we have the chance to head into Mementos, he'd make a great target. Balance. Whoa! We can go out. I love it. Love it. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. Just thinking of anything I need to take care of before I do stuff.
Okay.
We have just over 3 weeks.
Hey!
I wonder if Shido-san will come around here again. I want to hear another of his speeches. He's a very eloquent man, and it's very impressive to hear him live. He's got a lot of promise. I always thought politicians couldn't be trusted, but I think he's someone worth voting for. I can't do anything for you, but you can use this place all you want. Next, an update about the general election. Taking into account the current political chaos, the period until the election is usually long. Election day is on the 18th of next month. Each party is in for a long fight.
Now then.
The election is on the 18th. We'd better make sure to settle things before then. Man, I'm still just a little devastated that Kasumi couldn't join us. I hope that she gets to like join you sooner in New Game Plus. That would be solid. That'd be a really cool touch. Although it does logically make sense that we wouldn't drag her into this. I just want her in my party. Alright. I'm gonna stop it there for tonight. A little shorter than normal, but